Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. Today I welcome you all to this literary and public speaking club. Students, today we'll talk about effective communication. There are some of the features that should be present in a person to be a good communicator. We need to remember 7 C's to avoid any misunderstanding. Each C represents a feature to be a good communicator. Number 1, clear. Whenever we are communicating, our message should be very clear. The language that we are using should be very simple. The sentences should also be very simple. No need of using that flowery language. We need to keep our audience in mind. I'll give you a simple example. If I say that your comments flabbergast me, most of the people will not understand this. Simply, I can say your comments lack some sense and they surprise me. I'm not able to understand them. Fine. So whenever we are communicating, our language should be very simple and clear. Second C stands for concise. Whenever we are talking, we need to keep this thing in our mind that our message should be simple. It should be to the point. Nobody has time to read or to listen such long things. It should be to the point message. Third C stands for coherent. That means it should have some logic. Whenever we are communicating, our message should be a logical one. There should be some sequence. There should be connection of thought. For example, you're talking about global warming and suddenly you jump onto the politics, then you come back to the Bollywood movies. It does not make any sense. So whenever we are communicating, we need to keep this thing in our mind that our thoughts should be connected. There should be some consistency when we are speaking. Fourth C stands for concrete. It means there should be some facts or figures related to our message. There should be some credibility. We cannot just talk to the air. We should be having some logic. We should be having some concrete details related with our message. Next C stands for complete. Our message should be complete. We cannot withhold some of the information, otherwise it's going to lead to some misunderstanding later on. Fine. So whenever we are speaking, whenever we are communicating, we need to ensure that we give the complete information. Next C stands for courtesy. Whenever we are communicating, whenever we are talking, we are exchanging our ideas, our tone should be a positive one. It should be very polite. It should be respectful and honest. There should not be sarcasm coming out of it. We need to be very polite while communicating. Next, and the last C, but very important, is comprehension. Comprehension means to comprehend. Now, children, what happens most of the time, we keep on talking. We keep on speaking. We never tend to listen. And this leads to a lot of confusion. So, listening is also a very important and integral part of communication. Whenever we are speaking, whenever we are communicating, we need to keep this thing also in our mind, that we have to listen for understanding. Otherwise, we will not be having the complete information. We'll just skip some of the information. So, these are the 7 C's which are essential for a good communicator. That is, let's repeat them once again. Clear. Our message should be very, very clear whenever we are speaking. It should have some purpose. The language should be simple. The sentences should be short. Next, second C, concise. There should be very, very crisp message. Number 3, coherent. There should be some logic. There should be some order. There should be some flow. We need to have consistency while speaking. 4th C is complete. We need to give a complete information to the person to whom we are communicating with. We cannot withhold some of the information. Next C stands for courtesy. Whenever we are speaking, our language, our tone should be very, very polite and respectful. We need to be honest while speaking. Concrete. There should be some fact, some figure, their consistency should be there whenever we are speaking. 7th C is comprehension. We need to listen for understanding. Other than these 7 C's, there is one more element that is also very, very important. That is focus and attention. Now what happens in this busy world? We are doing number of things at one time. We are talking on phone, we are writing, we are watching TV. We tend to do number of things together. And this leads to a lot of confusion. So whenever we are speaking, whenever we are communicating, we need to be focused. There should be an eye-to-eye contact while speaking, so that we can understand what the other person is saying. Fine? So we need to have a focus and attention to understand the other person's viewpoint. So I hope you have understood the key elements to be a good communicator. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you all.